Okay, so I did make a video yesterday, in fact, talking about the state of play that was coming out today. This is the live stream that I've got going at the moment. And I did mention there were some rumours that we might see something about the upcoming Final Fantasy VII Remake, something that we haven't seen for a long time now, of course. I'm not holding out hopes, despite the fact that I did make a video about the fact that we might get something. As I said then when I made that video, we are pretty much grasping at straws. But I do also kind of feel that if they are going to show anything, then they really need to start doing so sooner rather than later. So, oh, maybe it's starting now. What we got here? Do you guys... That sounded like something, didn't it? Final Fantasy, that little jingle there.
Hey, do you hear that? Is it the wind?
Monster Hunter?
No, that's not it. It's part of days.
Kind of get the impression that this is it now. If there's nothing after this, then we were wrong. And I guess we'll just wait until
we're
June.
Almost out of time.
Oh.
But before we go, we wanted to give you a new look at a long-awaited game.
This has got to be it. Yes! This is definitely it.
Halt! Hands up!
Oh, the interface has changed there. The battle interface since we last saw it.
So, what's our next move, boss? That's easy enough.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Here, this is for you.
A flower?
Whew. Yes.
Can you bear
It's the opening bombing mission.
Cloud.
Hey, Sephiroth wasn't there at the opening bombing mission in the first game. Are they still calling it Remake, are they? Yeah, more to come in June. So that's when we've got Square Enix's presentation, isn't it?
Beloved games of all time for the PS4 generation. We can't wait to see more. Well, that's a wrap on State of Play. We've got lots more in store for you.
Okay, well, let's just pause this for a moment.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Right, so we didn't actually get to see a whole lot new in the remake with that particular trailer, but that's okay. That is absolutely fine, and I'll tell you why. First of all, we hadn't seen anything from this game officially for many years now. We've had a few tidbits here, a little bit of information from Square, from a few of the higher-ups that they are still working on it, but they had nothing to show us. Still, a lot of us, I think, were concerned that perhaps this game was just not going to ever be released at all. Now, there's nothing in this particular state of play that would indicate a release date, of course, not even a release window or year. So whether we'll find out more about that in June, we'll have to wait and see. Though it does all make absolute sense now as to why Square Enix have decided to take on that prime slot in June, just before E3 begins proper. Now, that time slot of the presentation they're occupying would normally go to Sony, but they, of course, have pulled out this year. And so Square have decided to take their place. And as soon as they did that, a lot of us assumed that, yes, we are going to be hearing more about Final Fantasy VII. And, of course, the rumours were present that we would be hearing just a teensy bit about it on this state of play, which, of course, now we know we have. So what do you think about this, guys? Obviously, work has been progressing with the game. It seems that at least some of the localization has been accomplished, or whether that was just for the trailer, I'm not yet sure. As far as I'm aware, they will be bringing in as much of the voice cast as possible from Advent Children. That was a few years ago now, so how many of those cast members they were able to bring back? Maybe all the dialogue's been recorded. I mean, you know, as I say, the localization seems to be taking shape here. But also one thing that we did note was that some of the battle interface has changed since we last seen it. Now, it still looks like we're going to be adopting that action-oriented Final Fantasy XV combat, but I hope it's going to feel a little bit less clunky, and it's good to see that Square are definitely working on it. So we're told that we're going to be hearing more about the game in June. Again, that'll be at the presentation almost certainly of Square. But I'm interested in, finding out what it is they want to share with us. I assume it's going to be quite a substantial presentation on the remake. One thing I think I would like to know is what this project is officially going to be called. Is it just going to officially be Final Fantasy VII Remake? Maybe it is, but that always felt like a placeholder name for me. Maybe it's just going to be called Final Fantasy VII. Though I guess that could be a little bit confusing then with the original game. But also, what else would you guys want to see coming in June? Now that we know we're going to be seeing more of this project next month, what is it exactly you would like to see? I know before they've announced that the game is going to be split into 3 parts. Is that still going to be the case? They mentioned that pretty much soon after the game was announced all those years ago. Haven't really mentioned or spoken of that since. The gaming landscape has changed a lot, hasn't it, in the last 4 years, and how consumers are prepared to accept gaming content and the controversies that have come surrounding all of those various issues. Be interested to see if Square are going to take some of that on board with how they decide to create a business model from the remake, and whether it's just going to be an episodic game as it was previously announced to be. But maybe we'll find out more about that, and also whether this is going to be a current gen or a next gen game. So is it going to be PS4 or PS5? A lot of people are now suspecting PS5. I think that's probably right, to tell you the truth. The fact that we haven't been given a release year makes me think that we're not going to be seeing this bad boy on PS4. But yeah, please do share your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think of this teaser, really? I won't even say trailer. It really is just a teaser. I love the way we got to see some of the opening bombing mission there. Basically, everything we saw then, I think, was probably from towards the opening of the game. But yeah, please do share your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already and want to be kept notified of all future Final Fantasy VII Remake news. I'm a big fan, as many of the people on my channel know, of the Final Fantasy franchise, and I'll certainly be looking forward to sharing as much with you as humanly possible. But that's it from me for today, folks. Have a fantastic day, whatever's left of it for you, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.